I want to press play because I want to see it, but I'm also terrified.
The rings of power. Let's go.
Haven't you ever wondered
Oh
what else is out there? There's wonders in this world beyond our wandering.
Yeah, that's New Zealand, baby.
I can feel it.
Oh, it looks
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. I gotta hit the mute button. This is Torn Tuesday, your weekly dose of all things Hobbit, Lord of the Rings, Prime, video, new line cinema, video games, board games, and all the things. My name is Justin. I am the producer of the show, and it is my job as producer and occasional co-host to tell you that Cliff has the night off. He might pop into the chat if he gathers the energy and or the signal, but you're stuck with me today. So that's why I've put the hotline down at the bottom of the thing. I'm not going to answer every phone call, but you can text because I'm watching the chat. And you can text the hotline. That's really my phone number. 530-64-FRODO is literally my phone number. And it goes right to my phone. And sometimes goes to Cliff's phone if he's got it turned on. Alex wants Green Dragon Gossip. You know, boy, without Cliff here, boy, could we get in trouble tonight. Caitlin Griffin says, happy Palindrome or angel number 22222. It is the 22nd day of the second month of the 22nd year of the second millennium. Does that make sense? I see a lot of our regulars, and I see Varking in here. Man, I should have invited Varking up to the stage. I didn't even set up the Zoom because I thought it was it's just going to be me. New glasses? No, I've just adjusted the camera settings so there's a little more. There's just more contrast, I guess. You know what is new? Boy, these look good without any text on them, don't they? These look really nice, don't they? Boy, oh, that's upside down. Nope, there's my boy, my man, little Annie. Yeah, these look good without any text. We here at Torn headquarters. Actually, this is Torn storage unit. But we've got so many wonderful things. I don't even know what else I can show you. There's a Gollum mask in the back, but we don't play Gollum anymore. It's hidden behind the chat. Alex is cursing in our chat, but I appreciate you censoring yourself. Meteor Man is Sauron. I'm sorry to say I don't think that's accurate. I don't know anything, okay? But I'm going to tell you, I don't think that's Sauron, dude. Where is my Two Towers poster? Cliff still has it. He hasn't given me that generous gift from you guys. So my wall remains empty. I was going to put these up all in the wall on a grid, but I have a poster that's supposed to go there. So I have a frame for the poster too. So Cliff just hasn't given me the poster. It's not a blue wizard. The blue wizards, I believe, are going to be cast actors of Indian, Middle Eastern, and or Asian descent, because and we've been reporting on some rumors. I see Durin the Seventh is in here. You must get along well with Varking, who's a big fan of dwarves. Deanne, yeah, I don't think it's a blue wizard. So, what are we going to talk about today? Well, I've got an agenda of my own, and we're going to try to get through it. I didn't get all of the things I wanted to set up, so I don't know how interactive this show is going to be. But I see you, Kaylin, is in the chat room. Hello, hola. So if you haven't joined the Discord, Varking, who mods the subreddit LOTR on Prime, also mods the One Ring Discord. It's free. It's join. We serve Balrog wings all night long. So join that. We're almost at 1,500 people now. I can't believe it's one of the fastest growing Discords. It's faster. It's faster growing than most NFT Discords. So that's all. I just wanted us to be better than the NFT culture going on. So that's the hotline. You can text me your opinions. I'm already getting text messages. Someone's sending me a video that they want played on the stream. Gosh, I don't know if we'll get to that. First things first. You just saw the trailer reaction video that Amazon sent to us. They said, "Hey, can you come up with a hashtag to encourage fans to post their reaction videos?" Because we've always done reaction videos. So we put out the hashtag. Lots of people, like thousands of people, tweeted out their videos and posted their YouTube videos of trailer reaction. And we're all volunteer here. And honestly, we didn't have time this week because we got normal lives and day jobs and stuff like that, families. So Amazon collected all of the fan things, all of fan videos, and edited that video together. So I thought that was really good, and it was a good sampling of some of the people that were on our stream, on our 5-hour stream, and a good sampling of some of our favorite Twitter accounts. And a lot of those people are from all over the world. So that was a good taste of like what this fandom is, where they're at. Rich says hi from Vallejo. It's not quite as far as other thing. But I guess the first thing, now that we're talking about trailer reactions, did you all see the trailer reactions on that Amazon filmed? So let me see if I can bring it up. Trailer reaction from Prime Video. Nope, that's not it. Lord of the Rings trailer reaction. Okay. Oh, you know what? So I don't want to go into this too deep. You know, I let the scholars speak for Tolkien, but I gotta bring this up. I am searching for the Lord of the Rings trailer. As you can see, I'm searching for LOTR trailer reaction. I know Amazon Prime Video has posted a trailer reaction that they spent a ton of money on producing. And you know what YouTube sends me? I'm not even logged in as my main account. I'm not even logged in as the One Ring. Freaking all of these first off, it's a lot of white dudes. There's some cool people. But like the first 5, like, what? We don't want this? Like, there's one that says we don't want this. There's one that says what? Reaction mashup. Like, it's not that Tolkien fandom is divided on this. It's that there's a bunch of YouTube channels that have millions of subscribers for pop culture, and they're just here to like troll us, and they're just here to like, you know, make negative reactions. Why did this guy even put dreads on a character that doesn't have dreads? Like, What a false flag. What a waste of time. So, like, I know what I'm searching for. I'm searching for a trailer reaction from Amazon, and it's still not giving it to me. So, like, the problem is bigger than fandom, okay? The problem is these platforms that we're forced to use. So, I don't even know where it's at anymore. Anyways, I wanted that video that Prime produced flew a bunch of fans to Mallorca, and I'm like, wait, what's Mallorca? So we went to Google Maps. It's an island off the coast of Spain, smack dab in the middle of the Mediterranean Sea. Like, they flew a bunch of fans to Mallorca. This is pretty cool, actually. This is pretty cool. Like, I don't know all the fans. I think Tolkien Guide was there. Fellowship of Fans says he knew a few people that went to Mallorca. So this is the Mediterranean island that they sent a bunch of fans to watch the trailer for the first time. So that's pretty exciting, and it gives you a taste. When I say that this first season has a budget of $1 billion, that includes marketing. And flying 100 fans to Mallorca in the middle of the Mediterranean and hiring a big expensive film crew to shoot it beautifully and have a beautiful stage set that they've rented, or a location, and put up all the lights, and then sending all that footage to an editor, a professional editor, to edit it, stuff like that. That costs a ton of money. And you know what else cost a ton of money was the title reveal, with the dripping metals and stuff like that. So to give you a sense of, like, this starts to give you guys a taste of how much money Amazon is not just prepared to spend, is already spending to market this show. It's a lot of money just for these two, like, early glimpses. They've spent this much money. The fact that they are spending money or wasting money doesn't mean it's legit. That's correct, but it does give you a sense of the confidence they have in the quality of this show. Because look, we all know that movies and shows are dumped onto television without much marketing. And we know why. Then we go see the movie, and it's just like, oh, well, of course they didn't really market that. So the fact that Amazon is not only spending this money, but spending it on fans and giving fans a cool experience just to watch the trailer, that's, I don't know, that's, to me, that's a good sign. I can totally see that it could be a questionable sign, but from what I've seen other movies do, like, they don't go to this amount of effort for something that's very terrible. They should spend money on production values, not marketing. $1 billion gets a lot of production values. So yeah, that's what's crazy. I'm getting text messages. Thank you to everyone that's joining in. Again, you can if we go back to the group shot, if you want to text the hotline, 530-64-FRODO is the hotline, and of course I'm watching the chat. So, and then to be clear, and I think this got lost in all of the debate from the last week, and it hasn't all been debate, but it's been kind of loud. We're not calling everybody trolls, and if you've been following the OneRing.net for the last 2 years, we've been some of the most critical of this show. Everything we've heard, we've reported to you. Or a lot of stuff we've reported to you. Some of the stuff we have, like Cliff knows, hasn't been reported yet. But we've been very critical. We're the ones that kick kicked up all that dust about nudity, right? And like, you know, that was the first thing. So it's to say that we're prepared to have these discussions. What I'm saying is, we're like, the One Ring has always had discussions, friendly debates. We've had it out at Comic-Con panels with some of our staff members that still don't like that the hobbits went to Osgiliath, and still don't like how Peter Jackson treated Faramir. I mean, the unforgivable choices, but they still appreciate the experience of watching the movies together with fellow fans and everything. Even though they don't agree with all the changes, they still have a good time. They still come to the Oscar parties, maybe now the Emmy parties, things like that. So what I'm saying is, we're not calling everybody that's negative on the show a troll. You know, what we're saying is, we just don't have time for bigotry, you know? And you know what? I don't care at this point if you don't believe me, about the homophobia that Ian McKellen received. But I can tell you that Cliff worked as a web assistant for Ian McKellen personally. And Cliff was on the front line receiving nasty emails and watching all the comments online on Ain't It Cool and all these different message boards. And Ian was compelled to write his own post about it. Look it up, McKellen.com. He's still there, Gay Gandalf. Look up what the post called, A Gay Gandalf. So we didn't have time. We don't want to suffer that again. So when some of these same arguments come into play 20 years later, you know, using the same language of, you know, it's not that we're against gay people. We just want Tolkien, who was a devout Catholic, represented, and we want the lore respected and all that stuff. It sounded stupid. It sounds stupid now. It was stupid then. So, and all this current stuff, you know, like, debate the merits of what we've heard. You know, debate the nudity stuff. Debate where's the freaking who's the lore expert? You know, why'd you get rid of Tom Shippey? That Vanity Fair did not answer our question about Tom Shippey. Like, it kind of like glossed over. Like, there's something reading between the lines. I don't know what happened. Where's Tom Shippey? Like, there's so many things. John Howe. How come John Howe's not, like, you know, promoting this? I thought he was part of the show. How come he hasn't posted it on his Facebook page? If he's really involved in the show and he's proud of the work that he's done on Amazon's show, you know, and they put him in the video 2 years ago, you know, why isn't John Howe promoting this? So there's so many things to talk about. But if you're gonna just talk about, you know, skin color and how the actors look and not the quality of their performance, we haven't seen their performance. And if you've seen them in previous things, you would know that you should be so excited. Ismael Cordova was in an HBO show with Hugh Grant last year, and he is fantastic. I'm so excited on him. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not calling all the negative people trolls. I'm calling the people that refuse to back down off of the homophobic, racist conversation or misogynistic conversations. If that's all you got, and that's all you want to talk about, it's kind of troll. It's kind of trolly. But if you want to talk about the merits of everything else going on, what about the two people that got head injuries on set? What about the Galadriel stunt woman that had brain surgery? What about the other stunt woman that hit her head in a water tank and had to have brain surgery and was out for like 6 or 8 months? Like, there's so much other stuff to talk about. And if you're really paying attention and if you're really obsessed with this show, you would be following all this stuff. So I'm gonna continue calling people trolls if they're only stuck on skin color. So that's my soapbox on that. You're not all trolls, but if you act a troll, you'll be treated like a troll. Okay? You know, if you say nasty stuff, don't say nasty stuff. Keep it to yourself. Didn't your mom ever tell you, if you ain't got something nice to say, don't say it? Just don't say it. Keep it to yourself. Talk about the merits of everything else going on. I'm not lumping everything into that one category. I'm lumping bigotry, homophobia, misogyny, and racism. That's it. Don't be nasty with stuff that people can't control. It's really that simple. Just be a nice person. That's all we're asking. You know, and all these other big Twitter accounts and YouTube accounts, like, I get it. We're not going to agree on a bunch of stuff. Look, there's a bunch of stuff that we haven't agreed with the OneRing.com, the Watson brothers over there, for many years. They've always been like big book purists and book loyalists and everything like that. But we've all stayed in our lane, right? We're not out there, you know, telling all of you to jump into someone's mentions and like correct the record. Oh, look at this thing that this someone posted, you've got to respond. Like, we're not activating our fandom to like attack and defend anything. We have we just have a perspective on things, and we're excited about things, and we're nervous about things, and that's all I'm asking. Like, all these other YouTube and big YouTube accounts, like, just, I won't attack you, you won't attack us. Just stay in your lane. Keep your opinions to your fandom, and, you know, we'll keep ours here, and we'll have a good time. That's it. That's how we all get along. Man, didn't want to get into that. But, you know, good things come out of this, right? And one of the good things is it has inspired Corey Olson, friend of the show, Corey Olson, Tolkien professor, to start a new weekly podcast. It's going to stream live every Wednesday starting tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern. Wait, that's like 1 p.m. in the afternoon. I guess this is a lunch podcast for me. So the Tolkien professor is teaming up with Maggie Park for a show that is dedicated to adaptations. And this is his opportunity. This is his opportunity to address some of the issues that are going on, review some of the debates that have been happening and maybe respond to them with scholarship. There are very few people as well learned as Tolkien professor when it comes to Tolkien. So congrats to Corey. Give him a follow on Twitch and check out his show tomorrow afternoon because it's called Other Minds and Hands, which is a quote from Tolkien. But, you know, the best thing we can do right now is that if people have an opinion on something and other people and we have an opinion on something, and we can find common ground over a love of Tolkien. And the way to do that is, your opinion on Tolkien is this. Well, let's go to the pages. What did Tolkien say about this or that? And we can go to the pages. There's there's video footage from the BBC of Tolkien giving his perspectives on things. There's published letters and there's so many things and notes, and even the liner notes in The Nature of Middle-earth, the recent book, like, it talks about, Tolkien changed his mind on this and this and that. So, but to that end, did I like the trailer? I see a lot of you asking that. Raul in the chat room says, not condemning the show, just saying I don't like the trailer. Yeah, I don't either. That trailer was for a Super Bowl audience. And I feel that one of the things that Peter Jackson did really well, both with The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, and even Guillermo del Toro did this when he was involved, is that they reached out to the hardcore fans first and said, let me take care of you guys, okay? Before we make a real trailer, we're going to give you this like behind the scenes video. And I think you've all seen it. You guys remember it. It's the movie voiceover guy. And it's Peter Jackson saying, we've got the technology, now is the time. You know, they had some BTS stuff of Arwen on a horse and like, you know, big prosthetic trolls and stuff like that. And I feel like Peter and New Line Cinema did a great job of inviting fans in and said, we know you guys are nervous. Here's what we can tell you to calm your nerves. And that was before they would market to a thing, to the mass audience. I feel like Amazon hasn't done that yet for fans. I feel like the cart before the horse is here. Like, and they made a big Super Bowl trailer that is catered to Super Bowl audiences, which is your drunk uncle that watches sports ball, you know, and made all of us watch a sports game that we have no interest in, just to watch the trailer. And I feel like it was edited. It's a trailer for a different audience than us. So, but I'm not the only one. Like, Aravani in the chat room says, I like the trailer. Slowed down better than normal speed. So much crammed into 1 minute. Yeah, there's good stuff there. But it's just the pacing of it. You know, it was basically telling the mass audience, a Super Bowl audience, hey, remember the Hobbits and the King and the thing about the rings? Remember that movie? Cool, we're doing it again. We're coming back. Prequel to that. That's what that trailer was supposed to do. I thought it did it exceptionally well. I got texts from all of my family members watching the game saying, oh my God, how long have you known that this is coming? But it wasn't fan service. I don't know. Fan service is the wrong words. I feel like, you know, this goes back to the Mallorca video. Like, you know, Amazon obviously wants to treat fans right, but it's tricky. The vibe I'm like, you know, everyone in this chat room is a hardcore fan. You're watching the OneRing.net. A lot of, and many of you have been here for years, decades even. So it's just, if we don't feel that, if we're not fully on board collectively yet, we can't be the champions that Amazon wants us to be. And I think all of us are smart. Based on the One Ring's Facebook stats, most of us are college educated, and you know we're smart folk. A lot of PhDs. There's a Tolkien Mensa Society in Los Angeles, like super duper smart. Like work at JPL, smart, right? Like running the Mars rover, smart, and then coming to Tolkien meetups. That's the group we're in. So we get it. We know that you have to market to a big audience. We know that there's $1 billion on the line, and you have to get everybody in the world has to be excited about the show. But we want to be your champion. We want to be we want to know what's coming. We want to be able to answer the questions. We want to know what questions fans are going to have, or casual people are going to have, so we're ready to answer them. And I think what happened here this week is that the core fans aren't fully up to speed because of these games of like releasing these posters but not telling us the names, but then telling us some of the names in one article, but then releasing some of the names as captions on Twitter, and then not having all the things, and then having a sneak preview on Vanity Fair. It's like they're playing all these games of like different pieces of the puzzle over here, and I hope fans will figure it out. It's like, you know, we ain't got time for this. Like, if you're gonna do a Super Bowl commercial, give us all the information we need. Give us a week. Give us some time to absorb it, because we know our drunk uncle on Super Bowl Sunday is going to have questions like, "Who's that? Who's that girl? Like, what's she doing with that armor?" You know, it's like we want to be the champions, but we need to be empowered by the show people. Like, give us a little hint, because 20 years ago, you know, Lord of the Rings trailer came out. And they're like, and I remember my family was like, do you think they can really film that? Do you think they can really do justice to Lord of the Rings? And we had already seen the behind the scenes preview from Peter Jackson, and we were like, you know what? They're doing it. They're doing it. And we had the confidence to say yes. And I think the disconnect now is that didn't happen here. They just bombarded pop culture, Vanity Fair and Super Bowl, and like, hey, and maybe the fans can guess the thing, and whatever. And so the next day, all of these, you just saw it on YouTube, all these YouTube videos of like, what did I just watch? That wasn't in my head, It's like we weren't prepared. We weren't prepared for the debate. They just kind of put it all out there. They just threw a bunch of paint on the wall and said, "Here, paint some pictures." And some of the kids grabbed the big brushes, and some of them grabbed sponges and stuff like that. I don't know where I was going with that. But basically, I'm saying we want to be I think fans want to be champions, and we don't have a lot to work with right now. Courtney in the chat room says, I was confused when Vanity Fair released the photos instead of a publication like Entertainment Weekly. I thought that was cool. And maybe this is an old man thing, but old fan thing. But 20 years ago, there was only 2 or 3 magazines that really gave us first look at Star Wars, at Lord of the Rings, at all the big, at the Batmans, at the X-Men, Vanity Fair, Empire magazine. It was prestige. It was prestige to be like, we're in Vanity Fair. We're a movie about hobbits and dwarves and elves, and we're in Vanity Fair. Next to an ad for a $10,000 watch. So you just pay attention. So yeah, I think I thought it was cool to have Vanity Fair back. Vadeko in the chat room says, you guys have a strong voice in the Tolkien community. There's a real chance Amazon will listen to you the same way Peter Jackson listened to you. Please use your voice for constructive criticism. I think they are listening. If you watched our show last week, you'll remember the rumors I have are Meteor Man, the guy that falls to Earth, Ziggy Stardust himself. We should call him Ziggy Stardust. Ziggy. We should just call him Ziggy now, not Meteor Man. Meteor Man, it was a movie in the 90s. But anyway, the rumor has it is that scene originally was shot naked, and you can see his bottom, yeah, and that's why they had a intimacy coordinator on set, because there were children hobbits in that scene, and there's a grown naked man, and in that trailer you see him have a loincloth on. I believe that loincloth is CGI. That's the rumor. That's the Green Dragon gossip. That loincloth is CGI. So they are listening. That would be proof that Amazon is listening. Yeah, we want to, look, we just want to be a place that fans can come together and have constructive criticism. I mean, our message boards are alive more than ever. The Discord has so many chat rooms. In fact, there's a chat room debate now over pants. There's a whole, we had to separate the pants discussion. Yeah, pants. The Discord has a conversation about pants. I don't know what it is about. I can't keep up with everything. But yeah, who cares if he was naked? That's what I'm saying. We made a big hullabaloo about nudity. It got all the way into The Guardian and nudity and Lord of the Rings. Amazon's going to ruin this thing. And then it turns out the nudity was just showing a butt on the Meteor Man. And now even that they've covered up. So there you go. Yeah, there's hardly anything on the message board on some of the things. It's so weird. It's like I didn't understand. I didn't think Discord would be as popular as it was going to be, but that seems to be where conversation takes place now. Did we see Beorn's butt in the extended edition of The Hobbit? Can't remember. He would have been in the Desolation of Smaug, correct? He was only in the second movie. Wait, yeah, second movie? No, first movie and the third, and underutilized in the third movie, in my opinion. But the other opinion I have on the trailer, since a bunch of you keep asking, is, I guess the way to say it is, we got the Hobbit movies, and they were filmed in 48 frames per second, high frame rate 3D. And you remember how we all felt watching the Hobbit movies for the first time, and it felt like a British television show. It felt like a British sitcom, right? Like the frame rate was wrong. It didn't feel like Middle Earth. I do want HFR at home. And if Warner Brothers is listening, please release the Hobbit movies in high frame rate. We all have 120 hertz televisions now, and we all have 4K players that can play a high frame rate. So now's the time. Give us the high frame rate Hobbit movies, please. But you remember how you felt when you first saw those, and it was like, this didn't feel like... So, on the positive side, I think the trailer did feel like Lord of the Rings. That felt like Middle Earth. It looks like it should. It feels like it should. I saw practical sets. I saw landscapes of New Zealand. I saw... It just, there was a grittiness, there was a texture to it. And a lot of people complained about these posters here, that they were too glossy, right? A lot of people felt this feels like The Witcher or Wheel of Time. Like they're too clean. Everyone said they're too clean. That trailer had texture on it. And I think this show, from what we've seen in that trailer, it's looking like it should. So, that calmed a bunch of nerves. I feel like that trailer calmed a bunch of nerves of like, is this show going to look like everything else that's out? And the answer is, from what we've seen, no, it's not. It's going to look like Middle Earth. It's going to look like it should. So, there you go. Any update on the Howard Shore issue? Well, let's go to the tape. Just tweeted today. Jim Ware, you'll remember Jim Ware. He is the collaborator with Doug Adams on the music of Lord of the Rings and the music of The Hobbit. Recommended for all fans of early Howard Shore, electronica, and Cronenberg. La La Land Records is releasing Videodrome music by Howard Shore, the complete restored score. I'm telling you guys, this stuff, the Howard Shore's work with Cronenberg is what got him the job on Lord of the Rings. And his soundtrack, his 80s soundtracks are very much celebrated, and this is huge news. So this was just announced today. This is just announced today, and we're really excited to see this. You ready for some Green Dragon gossip on Howard Shore then? Green Dragon gossip. The rumors are the issues with Saul Zaentz putting the rights for Lord of the Rings and Hobbit up for sale. You saw the news, right? Has inspired the powers that be to put together and finalize the complete recordings of Howard Shore's The Hobbit trilogy. That's right. Because of all the legal wrangling currently happening in the last 2 weeks, the powers that be have said, let's get that complete recordings of Howard Shore completed and out to the public. And that's your Green Dragon gossip when it comes to Howard Shore. We do not. It's been greatly desired, but we don't have it. So who knows if it'll come together. Yeah, merchandising rights are part of what's for sale. So that's the thing. As far as Howard Shore doing this show, I mean, look, I didn't have time to get the screenshots together, but if you go on Twitter, I'm sure there's a bunch of archived tweets somewhere. First off, number one, when the teaser, when the title revealed, there was an Amazon Prime, and the official account, because it had a blue check mark on Instagram, replied to a comment on Instagram saying, what you are hearing is new original Howard Shore music. And that was a big deal. It was posted on Reddit. It was posted everywhere, like confirmation. An hour later, that comment was deleted. And then, last week, Vanity Fair, as part of their coverage, I believe it was last Monday, posted in one of their articles that Howard Shore is back and fully on board scoring the show. If you go to the Vanity Fair article now, it's deleted. So, Vanity Fair says it's yes. Amazon Prime itself said yes. And then they walked it back. So, what does that tell you? That tells me he's definitely working. He's definitely working on this show. In what capacity? I don't think they're ready to admit. So, I think he's there. I also think there was an article today. I guess here's a safe way of saying it. There was an article today that I believe we retweeted from Vanity Fair, not about Lord of the Rings, but about television soundtracks. And it turns out the current modus operandi for TV soundtracks, like from all your favorite people, including Bear McCreary, and Goranson, and everyone working on the Star Wars shows and stuff like that. They have a team of people. There isn't, even though there's one name that says original music by, there's a whole team of people that are ghostwriting and doing the work for all these prestige TV shows. So the rumors I've heard is that Bear McCreary has a way of working with a team. And he may not score most of the work himself, but he employs a team of people to do the work. And that's not Howard Shore. That's not how Howard Shore works. You guys remember the appendices? Like, that's not how he works. Howard Shore is a singular visionary. He writes his own music in longhand. He pays someone to transcribe his longhand into the computer so they can print out and edit as needed and send to all the musicians, right? So that's what I think the discrepancy is. I think Howard Shore has a way of working that is very classical in nature, and Bear McCreary has a different way of working, which is I just have a team of people do all the work. I think that's what the hubbub is. I think there is I think there's just a little bit of difficulty in the collaboration. Sean says Howard Shore has never done TV. This is correct. And that's why Bear McCreary is there to help him. This is correct. But also, the way Bear McCreary does TV shows is just totally different than how Howard Shore works. Period. And Bear McCreary is a very, very, very talented person. Very. He's done some amazing work on some amazing shows. I mean, sometimes he's been the best part of whatever show. So I think that's what's going on with the music. But make no doubt about it, Vanity Fair and Amazon itself have both confirmed and then deleted that Howard Shore's involved. So, there you go. Jeff Scott is in the chat. Hello, Jeff. Hi from New Zealand. Hello, hello. Yeah, so that's the music. So, we have word from New Zealand, folks. But before I get there, you may remember a couple weeks ago that Douglas Trumbull passed away. I believe he was 82. He did Blade Runner. He was the visual effects supervisor for Blade Runner. He was also the visual effects supervisor for 2001: A Space Odyssey. Remember that scene where they go into warp speed? Remember, this is 1969, I think. 2001, I don't think we'd even been to the moon yet. I think Stanley Kubrick's 2001 came out before the moon landing. So, y'all remember that epic scene where they go into warp speed and it's like all that stuff like coming at the frame, right? That was Douglas Trumbull. That was that was some of his earliest work. I mean, dude is a legend. And it was a huge, huge get for Amazon to put him on the title treatment to The Lord of the Rings. So, if you go to YouTube, there's a ton of great videos. Let's see if...
I was 23 years old when I started working with Stanley Kubrick. I was a science fiction buff, and my art portfolio was filled with spaceships and alien planets, and so that got me a job working for Stanley Kubrick on 2001. Kubrick is making this movie, and he felt the responsibility to create a kind of epic, you know, like How the West Was Won or Lawrence of Arabia. And so he started moving away from the normal conventions of melodrama and stripping away a lot of the dialogue and a lot of the story and even a lot of the plot in exchange for this immersive experience for the audience to feel like they were on this voyage with the cast and that they were actually going into space, not just the characters.
And remember,
Some
he's talking about a
transition through
movie
time and space in the Stargate, for instance.
that existed before the moon landing. You know, and then not only that, I know him from his theme park work.
Going to accelerate up to 88 miles per hour and bump
One of the most exciting opportunities I had as a filmmaker was the Back to the Future ride, which was completely unique in the sense that it was only 4 minutes long. It was extremely intense, kinesthetically intense. You're in a DeLorean car, like a flight simulator, being propelled into the movie. You're actually becoming a part of the movie. The shocking thing to me was that it was never reviewed or considered by the film industry as a leap of cinematic potential. it was just dismissed as a theme park attraction. And no one ever really wanted to know how I did it or why we did it or how we went around making camera moves that would create kinesthetic stimulation. And it was kind of disturbing to me to find out that the cinema industry, the movie industry, the television industry really just didn't want to change.
So that's basically Douglas Trumbull staying at the forefront of technology and experiences. Like, you just heard him say that he got no credit for doing Back to the Future the ride, which was an amazing Universal Studios attraction. And he's like, the film industry didn't want to change. This guy did not need the work. You know, in fact, he was old and tired and lived in New England. He didn't even want to travel to LA, and he didn't. He worked remotely over Zoom for Lord of the Rings. He didn't need to do the work. But Lord of the Rings was so important to him, and the challenge was so awesome, and the opportunity to have to make a final statement on the future of the film industry. He did that. He could, there's a bunch of people that have told Amazon no, and he didn't need the money and he didn't need the reputation. But Lord of the Rings brought him back. Amazon brought him back for the title trailer, for the title treatment. So it's a big deal that he was involved in this thing, and he felt it was important personally to him to be involved in this show at this moment in time. And I could do a whole hour on Douglas Trumbull. So we're going to put together a bunch of people have been tweeting and posting tributes to him over the last week. But exclusively here, it dropped in my inbox this morning, folks. But I heard from our pals at Weta Workshop. Richard Taylor sent me an email this morning, and let me see if I can bring it up. Richard was very affected by the passing of Douglas Trumbull, and so here we are. We are all saddened to hear the news of Doug's passing. The influence and inventiveness of Doug's work has been a significant component in my fascination for cinematic effects since I first started watching science fiction and fantasy movies in my younger life. His is a life of incredible celebration for the extraordinary and positive impact that he had on the film industry and the feature films that he played such an integral part in elevating. In significant part due to his contributions, these films will always be remembered for the astounding works of fantastical art that they are. My colleagues and I here at Weta Workshop remember Doug with the deepest appreciation for the magic that he's brought to our lives. With the fondest of memories, Richard Taylor of Weta Workshop. So there you go. That's what's on Richard Taylor's mind. He's a busy man. Is he busy with Lord of the Rings? Not right now because they're not filming. Was he busy with Lord of the Rings? I guess we'll wait to see. I know that a bunch of people that used to work at Weta were on the production team. So I'm choosing my words carefully. A bunch of people that used to work at Weta were definitely on the production team of Lord of the Rings for Amazon. And you can find their resumes on IMDb and LinkedIn and stuff like that. So there you go. So big shout out to everybody in the chat room. Thanks to Varking for showing up first. Thanks Ellen and Daisy for being here, and Garf and a bunch of people. Yeah, I had to kick Dan. Again, back to the thing. Amazon isn't bringing politics to Amazon is not bringing politics to Lord of the Rings. You are bringing politics to Lord of the Rings when you say that trailer reminds you of January 6th. That's you bringing your politics into this. And I think we can all agree, no matter if you're excited or you're not excited, or you're that side or this side or that side or that side, I think we can all agree there's no room for politics, for modern politics in Middle-earth. Tolkien didn't want it. Tolkien said, there's books written about Tolkien and his opinion of allegory and all that stuff. Tolkien was very adamant that modern actions and modern politics have no link to anything specific in Middle-earth. So when you start saying modern words and modern things remind you of Middle-earth, well, that's not what we're here for. So you get a ban. But we're not going to let the trolls bring us down like that, because we've got beautiful imagery to gloss over, and we got beautiful footage from the trailer to keep analyzing and reviewing. So please go watch the Tolkien Professor's trailer breakdown. Please go watch Nerd of the Rings trailer breakdown, and give them a thumbs up on YouTube or Twitter or Twitch or whatever, but mainly YouTube. But give some positive reinforcement. Leave a comment that's nice or something on the video, because we have to fight this hate with goodness. And rather than getting into their mud, let's stay in our castle. That sounds even worse. Let's stay in our Edoras. No, let's stay behind our wall. No, let's just stay in the Shire and be nice to each other. Okay, let's just be Shire folk. And like, if someone does a good job, you give them a compliment on YouTube. If you like someone's video, you give it a thumbs up. But none of this stuff matters to us. It only matters to the algorithms. And I do not like that I have to go, when I go to YouTube to search for a Lord of the Rings trailer, it gives me 5 videos that are all nasty. It's how YouTube was built. They're gaming the YouTube system to be top of the search. And we've got to be better than that. So leave positive comments when you like something. Give things a thumbs up. Give things a retweet. Likes cost you nothing on Twitter. So if you like something, hit the like button. What's the quote? When good people do nothing, evil endures. I don't know. I'm mixing up things now. So I should stop talking. Well, I hope Cliff's back next week. A little update on the Torn side of things. We have spent the last week hard at work cleaning up a lot of the automated tools on Torn, on our Facebook page, on our Facebook group, on YouTube, on Twitter. So we've got a bunch of filters for words and phrases. We've blocked a bunch of trolls that are obvious trolls. We're not blocking and we're not banning people with valid criticisms. And Lordy no, we have our own valid criticisms. And if you want to talk about the map of Middle-earth and the impact of weather systems in Middle-earth, that's a different that's a good discussion. But some of this other stuff is not. So we're doing our best to clean up our comment section. We're doing our best. If you see something gross on Facebook, please report it. It gets to the mods. We're not online all day, every day, but we'll get to it when we can. If the account looks fair, if the account looks like it's not a permanent troll, but just, someone with a strong opinion that has been a regular contributor, then you know what? We're going to leave it up and, let the debate happen. But the bigotry has no place here. So we're doing our best. Varking has done a wonderful job cleaning up the subreddit, LOTR on Prime, and Discord. Discord is doing great. Tukish and a bunch of people are helping keep are the new Discord. So make sure let's get to 1,500 this week. We're almost there. Let's get to 1,500 members. We're almost there on the Discord. The link is on the screen. And any final thoughts? Let me look at the chat here. You guys keep let's be honest, guys. Having Jeff Bezos is kind of a liability. We got the title trailer. We got the title trailer a few weeks ago, and all anyone could talk about was that picture that Jeff Bezos posted with his title. And that's such a weird thing to say. And I almost feel like it's a tricky situation. He's paying the bills. Now, he's paying for this. He paid for it. He wants it done right. He's willing to throw out the first season if it's not working, and reshoot it. Spare no expense. But I don't know. There's just a big cultural conversation around, men of that wealth and stuff that it complicates things. It's you have Peter Jackson in New Zealand that doesn't wear shoes because he's a little hobbit himself. Even in all the footage of him doing the Beatles documentary, he wasn't wearing shoes. You still see his bare feet. That's not Jeff. It's just a different vibe, and I don't know how to I don't know how to fix that. It's not fix. I don't know how to navigate that. So it's yeah. I mean, I'll just let the chat room speak for themselves on that. So it is what it is. We are where we are. There's a War of the Rohirrim anime coming soon, and they're saying all the right things. So I'm so excited. By the way, Philippa Boyens is letting her daughter write the Shield Maidens of Rohan movie. And I thought that's so wonderful. It's also nepotism, but it's so wonderful. Talk about the Oscar-winning writer Philippa Boyens is helping her is letting her daughter do the first pass or the second pass of the script for the Shield Maidens of Rohan show. Oh, it's gonna be good. Varking says it's good nepotism. Is there a good and is there a bad? I don't know. SDC81 says wealthy people can still have good taste. Yes. And we've said from the get-go, Tolkien has always been considered unfilmable. In fact, he himself sold the rights cheaply because he thought his stories were unfilmable. But it takes an infinite amount of money to do Lord of the Rings, and especially do the Second Age, and everything that we know that happens to Numenor. It's going to take a lot of money that no one has dared spend on a television show before. So, from that perspective, and I've been saying this for 3 years now, from that perspective, it's fortunate that we have someone that is a fan of Tolkien and is putting all of his money toward this, toward doing it right, spare no expense. So yeah, I would rather have Peter Jackson over for dinner than Jeff Bezos. Interesting. This is Torn Tuesday. We're here every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We have some wonderful conversations. The last 2 weeks have been so exhausting. 3 weeks of releases, and so if you missed anything, the conversation last week with Joanna Robinson was wonderful, and she's just a real treat. And her energy. She's the only person in the world that we know that has seen the first 3 episodes, and boy, could you pick up on things that weren't said, but her body language and posture. I don't know, man. That was a good conversation. So watch that again. Now it's been a week. Watch last week's Torn Tuesday with Joanna Robinson again, and you'll pick up on some things. So, yeah. And let's not forget the nepotism of Samwise's daughter and the kids in Helm's Deep and the kid that Aragorn checks his sword. This is a good sword. Yeah. Because it's Palindrome Day, I could have just played the Aragorn the Viggo Mortensen interview again and just been like, the past is here again. So, but we had so much to go through and talk about. So thank you to Richard Taylor and Weta Workshop for sending that statement on the passing of Douglas Trumbull. And thank you all for being here. And I don't expect any new Lord of the Rings releases for the next several weeks. I think we're in a quiet period for a while. That's my anticipation. So we're gonna keep analyzing here. And again, check out the Tolkien Professor's new show tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern. As he dives into the big controversy about his comments about dwarves' beards and things like that. Here he's going online to set the record straight on a weekly show. So that is Torn Tuesday for you folks. I will see you next week. Follow us everywhere. As Cliff says, buenos noches. Good night and good luck, or buenas noches y buena suerte.